A crime is committed on a foreign merchant vessel docked in Manila Bay. Does the Philippines have jurisdiction or does the flag state? The answer depends on a 19th century debate between two European countries. Let's talk about the territorial principle. In part 7, we explored the generality principle and its exceptions, diplomatic immunity, the VFA, presidential immunity. Now we're diving into the second characteristic of Philippine criminal law, territoriality. Under Article 2 of the Revised Penal Code, Philippine criminal law applies to all offenses committed within Philippine territory, including its atmosphere, interior waters, and maritime zone. But the tricky part is, what counts as Philippine territory when we're talking about vessels and the sea? Let's start with the basics. Philippine territory for criminal law purposes includes the Philippine archipelago with all its islands and waters, the atmosphere above, interior waters such as rivers, lakes, and bays, and the maritime zone as defined under existing treaties and laws. Now here's where it gets interesting. When a crime is committed on board a foreign merchant vessel in Philippine waters, two competing rules come into play, the French rule and the English rule. The French rule says that crimes committed on board a foreign vessel within the territorial waters of a country are not triable in the courts of that country, unless the crime disturbs the peace and order of the host country. Under this rule, the flag state has primary jurisdiction. The host country only steps in if the crime has an impact beyond the ship. The English rule is the opposite. It says that crimes committed on board a foreign vessel within territorial waters are triable in the courts of the host country unless the crime merely affects things within the vessel. Under the English rule, the host country has primary jurisdiction and the flag state only takes over if the crime is purely an internal ship matter. Which rule does the Philippines follow? The English rule. This was established in United States versus Bull in 1910, where the Supreme Court held that the Philippines has jurisdiction over crimes committed on board foreign merchant vessels within its territorial waters, because the commission of a crime is an offense against the host country's peace and dignity. But there's an important qualifier. Under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS, which the Philippines ratified, a coastal state should not exercise criminal jurisdiction over a foreign ship merely passing through its territorial sea, what we call innocent passage, unless the crime falls under specific exceptions. If the consequences extend to the coastal state, if the crime disturbs the peace or good order of the territorial sea, if the master of the ship or a diplomatic agent requests assistance, or if it involves drug trafficking. Now what about embassies? A common bar exam trap. Many students think foreign embassies are foreign territory. They're not. Under international law, embassies remain part of the host country's territory. What embassies enjoy is inviolability, meaning Philippine authorities cannot enter the embassy premises without the consent of the ambassador. But crimes committed inside a foreign embassy in Manila are still technically committed on Philippine soil. The practical effect, however, is similar to extraterritoriality. Because Philippine authorities cannot enter the embassy to investigate or arrest, enforcement becomes impossible without the ambassador's consent. So while jurisdiction exists in theory, it's unenforceable in practice. This distinction was also relevant in the Spratly Islands issue. The Philippines claims sovereignty over the Kalayaan Island Group. Under Presidential Decree number 1596, these islands are part of Philippine territory. Crimes committed there fall under Philippine jurisdiction, at least from the Philippine legal perspective. But enforcement, as we know, is a different story entirely given the competing claims in the West Philippine Sea. So here's the territorial framework. Philippine criminal law applies to all crimes within Philippine territory. For foreign vessels in our waters, we follow the English rule. The Philippines has jurisdiction unless the crime is purely internal to the ship. UNCLOS adds a limitation for ships in innocent passage. Foreign embassies are not foreign territory, they're inviolable, but still Philippine soil. And the Kalayaan Island Group is Philippine territory under PD 1596. That's part 8 of our Fundamental Principles series. Sa part 9, we'll tackle the extraterritoriality principle under Article 2, the 5 instances where Philippine criminal law applies even outside our borders. Subscribe, like, and share YouTube for law's sake, and let's keep building.